That's just a little pinch of incense there. It's making a really, really nice big smoky. Hi everyone. My eyes are blurry. I don't know if you can see me well. My eyes have been getting worse. I have this blend that I made with hibiscus, juniper, and rose. And I want to tell you that I've been working on things behind the scenes, and I've had to do more research. And what I've discovered is that because hibiscus and juniper have contraindications for people, like if you're pregnant or you're on blood pressure medicine, I cannot in good conscience offer that. Now, I did give a small sample to a friend of mine who I know has had her children. I think she's going to be all right. If she's perimenopausal or menopausal. So I'm going to keep this stash for myself, and I'm just going to stick to things like I have already with the Astarte incense, the rose pieces, the lavender, and the chamomile. Now I'm calling it Astarte incense, but you can obviously use it for anything. I've taken the mirror down so that there's not a reflection, but this has become my Astarte altar, which I'm working with pretty much every day. Now, the other thing that I have recently made are shower fizzies, and those are more for aromatherapy. My friend asked me, can I throw this in my bath? And I said yes. However, they're not really made for the bath. They're made for aromatherapy. So if I was to make a bath bomb, for example, I'd want to add ingredients that are soothing to the skin, such as sea salt and kaolin clay. But I'm not at that point yet. So I've uploaded 5 or 6 shower fizzies that are lavender flavor, not flavor, lavender, real lavender essential oil. And I do like doing that. I don't have a bathtub, so that's something that I'm going to be continuing to make and hopefully become very, very, very proficient with in the very near future. But I also have a money draw incense. That has completely safe herbs and spices in it. I'm also I got a printer. Finally, the printer I want was on sale. They couldn't sell it for the price they were asking for. It was too high, so they lowered it. I will be printing off a set of instructions along with how to go to my video and watch any of my videos on money. Generally, anytime you want to work with money, you want to work with Jupiter and or Venus. It just depends, you know. If you want something to happen very quickly, then you might want to add the energies of Mars. Also, burning incense, I believe you really should have an intention when you're going into it, so you're not just necessarily just trying to make the house smell good, which is okay because they have antimicrobial properties, but giving it also a purpose while it is beyond cleaning the house, while it is working, is a good thing to do. So if you're going to burn money draw incense, then I would, put it in your hand and charge it, and then draw a sigil of the planet or call on a spirit and tell them exactly what it is that you're working towards having. And then make affirmations such as, I have whatever it is. It is coming to me now, or it has come to me in a very positive way, with good to all concerned. In a safe and positive way, with good to all concerned. And sitting by that and meditating, because really you should only be using a small amount of smoke. You don't want to fill your house up and have your smoke alarm go off. That's really all you should need. It's going to get up into your respiratory system anyway, and Now, rosemary is amazing for that. You know, it'll clear up your sinuses, get rid of brain fog. But now the lavender blend that I have, the rose and the lavender chamomile, very good for evening before you go to bed. So it can aid you in dream work. I want to mention that I did get my first order from a viewer, a very faithful viewer, and she gave me a shout out because I had talked to her about working with Astarte, and she made a video over on her channel, Goddess Earth Shop, and she talks about how she sat and she talked to Astarte, and Astarte told her she much prefers to be called Astarte. As I continue to do research on Mesopotamia, I come across a variety of things, such as her name was Astarte. So Astarte is much closer to her original name. And then she was only working with Astarte for a few minutes, and then she left the room, and her husband came and announced that he had won a contest to go to a rodeo and a concert. So yes, Astarte has been set up for love, luck, and money. So what's been happening with me also is I'm still in communication with my ex. You know, he has come back, and we had a chance to sort of begin to heal old wounds. I told him, you know, I didn't like this because of that, and he said, okay. I said, I felt like you were lying to me, and he said, no, I wasn't. And so, you know, he seemed to be a little bit more respectful. Also, I've come to the realization that one of the reasons why I ended the marriage was because he had announced he was going back to Peru. On top of everything else that was going on with the marriage, there was a moment where I was completely terrified. And if that has ever happened to you, it's like a tower moment where lightning strikes. And at that instant, you have so many thoughts and emotions, you can't put a handle on it. And you feel like you need to run away. So I began strategically planning how I could stand on my own 2 feet sooner rather than later. I didn't want to be left with a falling apart mobile home and 2 children, you know, that were going off to college, or, you know, I didn't know when he was going to leave. As it turns out, both of our children are grown. Our son has now finally saved enough money to go and get his own place and live on his own now. They are in their 20s. And so he's in the process of getting rid of his stuff and putting what he wants to save or use or give to me in my garage. And I have our desk. And then he's going to be cleaning up and selling the mobile home. At that point, he's going to be staying somewhere, maybe here, for a few months to continue working, because his nephew is still trying to negotiate the purchase of land over there. And then he has to start building the house. So, I mean, it could be another year or 2 before he's actually leaving. But I am now very settled. I'm not in a bad apartment complex with a bad environment. I have had something very upsetting happen upstairs, and they have been very confrontational towards me, calling me, I don't know what, you know, because I can't record what's been happening up there while they're gone. They're very, very immature and selfish, and I have enlisted the aid of Astarte and spoken to my female manager, and she does believe me. I don't have a reason to lie and make things up. But it's very disappointing, you know, when they come to you and confront you. And they've been told several times that their dog is in the kennel under distress for 60 minutes. Not even animal control would honor my request to come into my garage and listen. So, you know, it's about caring for the dog. And so I hear them come home and talk, and then I hear her say something, and then he says, really, go tell them, fuck you. Well, I just said the F-bomb on YouTube. So these are the types of people that I'm dealing with now, and I don't like it because, as far as I'm concerned, this is my home for quite a while. You know, I don't know if and when I'll ever have enough money to go and buy a really nice house that I can leave to my children. And even then, you could have barking dogs next door. So it's a much better situation here where I can enlist people in authority. I did throw black salt under their car because the whole thing is just disgusting. I had a friend who was a real hardcore animal activist. And yeah, you know, I'm ashamed that I didn't call the first 2 times. The first time, okay. The second time, I'm still like, what the heck is going on? Is that above me? Is that directly above me? When did they get a dog? So, you know, he moves in first, and then she moves in a month later, and now a month later, they're bringing in a dog. Not to mention, there was a bunch of children up there jumping and screaming, and I had to bang on the ceiling with my mop, which I don't want to do, but I do not want to go to someone's door. So, yeah. They're lucky I didn't call the cops. I told my manager, I don't want to start having to police my neighborhood and call the cops on my neighbors. I don't need my neighbors hating me. And unfortunately, you know, I was taught to go to my neighbor and apologize if there had been some disturbances. That's not what happened to me. And as I work with my patron and my matron deities, sorry, that's the wind. I had a dream that someone came to my door, and for the first time in my life, I was very aggressive. And I said, I'm going to punch you in the face. So I woke up thinking, okay, I'm going to have to confront someone. And I'm going to have to stand my ground. So when she came down here with the dog, I just looked through the window and I said, yes. You know, like, I'm freaking busy. Do you have an appointment? She said, I want to talk to you. I said, about what? She said, I want to ask you a question. Really? Opened the door and I said, what? She put her head down and said, I was told you've been complaining about my dog. And I should have said, who told you that? Because no one is supposed to give that information out. I said, that's right. I've had to listen to your dog suffer for an hour in that kennel. Well, we're working on it. How is that an answer? I said, the manager's talked to you twice, and I've called animal control before today. The other day. You're still putting the dog in the kennel. I don't know what she said. I really don't, because I was so mad and I was shaking, and I hope that my energy was thrown at her. But she was very insincere. She made excuses. She played the victim, and she was unapologetic. I said, look, go talk to the manager, like, I'm done here. And she said, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know what else to say. She put her head way down and said, except to try to apologize. I thought, that is the lamest apology I've ever received in my life. And I said, and it's a noise disturbance. And I closed my door. I couldn't get through to her that this dog was upset and I was upset. You know, when I come home from work, that's the last thing I want to hear while I'm trying to cook my meal is the anxiety of this animal. So, I mean, I had no intention of leaving here. So, you know, I now have some very strong spirits on my side that can help me. They are not at all wimps. I mean, I could even call on an Olympian spirit, Zeus, if I concentrated with the crystals here and have some incredibly powerful energy, probably blow the roof right off their apartment. But so many of us are so busy with our own lives that all I can do is, sit here and put my hand on my crystals and have the setup here with the copper and call on my spirits and ask them to get rid of them. I can understand, see, when it's an apartment, it can be a lot easier. I had a client who has a homeowner next door, and she wanted me to get rid of them, and I can't. It's too complicated. So, she's still dealing with that. You have to be consistent with throwing the black salt and doing your poppet work and doing your spell work, no matter what else is going on in your life. If that means you have to postpone a weekend vacation, then that's what you have to do. You see? Don't go to a magical practitioner and expect them to wave a magic wand and have a homeowner suddenly move away. Those are very rare circumstances. All right, so the next thing I'm working on is a chunky blanket, and I may create a second store for these types of items. Apothecary does relate to shower fizzies and incense, and there's a lot of things that I can do now as a licensed esthetician. I can concoct, once again, products for the skin, learn how to label them and whatever else it is that I need to have to start that, and then actually begin to market Michael's Skin Solution, which was managing and clearing up his eczema. So it's exciting. I've been extremely full of energy and creativity and getting that out through my hands. And if you have any questions, please ask me below. I don't have a ton of ingredients, so I don't know that I can actually make a custom. Oh, I'm making a ritual oil. Hold on. And my phone is sitting on a 2-tiered tray on top of a bottle of coconut oil, so I don't have a ring light. I can't spend money on other things right now because I've got the Astarte pendant that's going to be coming out in a few weeks, and I have to, finish my collaboration with that artist so that I can bring that to you, and I'll be charging them at my altar. So I went ahead and I put the incense blend that I've made in some olive oil to infuse it, and that's going to be there for a couple of weeks. And once it smells like the incense in the jar, right now it just smells like olive oil, and it's extra virgin olive oil, then I will add more oil, put them in little bottles to put on my Etsy shop for a ritual incense oil. And oh yeah, eggs have gone up from like $1.99 at the big fancy grocery store over here to like $3.49. They used to be about 77 cents at Aldi. Now they're $1.89. I haven't even been there in a couple of weeks, so I don't even know what's going on except for, the economy and inflation. It takes time for all the money that has gone out to people to really start to show and affect the prices of things going up. So yeah, if you want luck, love, and even money, my ex came over and what did he do? Oh yeah, he bought me some supplements, my hormones, and then he gave me 20 because he spent 50 on my hormones. So yeah, along with Astarte helping us communicate on certain items and me offering to let him stay here and realizing and telling him, I had to learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. I don't know what's going on out here. Oh, the wind is blowing the garbage down the parking lot again. Yeah, I should call this the Windy City. And and I have the money draw incense, and I can print out instructions on how you should, recommendations on what planets and what moon phase and what day that you should sit and work at a designated space to concentrate on getting the money or the relationship that you want. Yeah, Astarte is very good for helping bring positive interactions with other human beings, helping you understand the wounds of your past, maybe communicate with someone like, my ex, and be able to get along long enough that we both benefit, especially if the economy is going to start going down again next year. We need to start working on ways to concentrate on bringing in the money that's going to come through other people and forging good relations with our fellow human beings and healing the wounds of the past and communicating and getting past obstacles. Okay? So this is what I'm going to be typing on my website. That's what Astarte is great for. She's also helping me feel that, I can interact with someone and not cry when he leaves because it's just not going to work out. We're probably never going to remarry. He's going back to his country. Oh, yes, I also want to infuse some apricots in oil and charge it at my Astarte altar and add a few dried flowers to that and provide a love oil. I'm not going to tell you what I'm going to call it. It'll be love potion number something, okay? So, now apricots did grow in Mesopotamia. So did the fig tree. But, I love figs. I've never felt any type of aphrodisiac effect from eating figs. If you have, let me know. I tend to think it was the apricot that she ate that helped her feel the sensuality that she needed to become a woman. So that's it for this video. I think I'm going to go out and grab that cardboard box that's blowing in the wind. Thank you for being patient. Just know that I'm always working on things to bring to you that are good and as correct and accurate as I can. Go and listen to the Astarte videos in my playlist. Go to Goddess Earth Shop and listen to what she said about her experience and the wonderful shout out she gave to me. And I hope to see you as soon as I can. My Etsy shop will be linked below. Thank you. Take care. See you later.